Hi. In our discussions about the cardiovascular system so far, blood vessels such as arteries and veins have been mentioned. A while ago, I compared them to railroad tracks in your body, delivering things where they need to go. Let's stick with the comparison to trains for a bit. If you've ridden in the New York City subway system, you know that you could go uptown or downtown, depending on which direction you need to go. Well, arteries and veins are similar. They're both tube-like structures, and they allow for transportation in different directions. Arteries take blood away from the heart, and veins take blood toward the heart. Right now, we're going to focus on arteries. Do you remember how blood makes a stop at the lungs to drop off CO2 and pick up oxygen? Well, once that happens, your heart pumps the now oxygenated blood to the rest of your body through arteries. There are a couple of things that you should know about arteries. The first is that they're under pressure, like a hose. If an artery gets cut, it will spurt with every heartbeat and needs first aid fast. Anyway, when you get your blood pressure measured, you'll see two numbers. The first number is the pressure in your arteries when your heart actually beats. The second number is when your heart pauses between beats. That's as detailed as we're going to get with blood pressure, but try to remember that if those numbers get too high, you'll run serious health risks. Making healthy food choices, exercising, and not smoking will help keep your arteries in good shape. Another interesting fact about arteries is that they feed into smaller tubes called arterioles, and they branch off into even smaller blood vessels called capillaries. Capillaries are so small that you can't see them without extreme magnification. They are so small that a single red blood cell can barely squeeze through them, and they have very thin walls. These thin walls allow molecules to pass back and forth so that cells can exchange things like oxygen and carbon dioxide. The last thing that I want to mention is that arteries have smooth muscle tissue in their walls. This means that they can change the diameter to let more or less blood through. This allows your body to send more blood to areas that need supplies, like oxygen, and less to areas that aren't as important at the moment. Okay, that's all we need to know about arteries for now. Next time, we'll go over veins. I'll see you then. If you've lifted weights before or done calisthenics, you may have noticed what bodybuilders call the pump. This is when arteries allow more blood to go to parts that you're exercising. It's temporary, but that's why bodybuilders do some exercise before they compete. It makes muscles look bigger than they actually are. Keep tricks like this in mind when you see photos of these seemingly perfect Instagram models. Poses can make certain body parts seem bigger or smaller, makeup hides imperfections, and everyone's belly sticks out when they've eaten a meal. And don't forget Photoshop. Don't get me started on Photoshop.